Welcome to the Fit Disturber podcast, episode 2, Wrestling Demons. What does that mean? There's demons that need to be wrestled? In our space, health, fitness, wellness, yeah, there's a lot. Today, we're going to start unpacking that. What does that mean? We're going to go over diet culture, calorie counting, macro counting. Ugh. This is going to be a pretty heavy series, and we're going to break it up into probably 3 parts.
3 to 4.
Yeah. So before we make your head explode with the knowledge, Randy's going to tell this hilarious story that he told me about this morning, and I was like, oh my cringe, you have got to share this. So before we dive deep, make your palms sweaty. We're going to make you cringe and go.
We decided we want to work in humor in all of these deep topics. So every podcast, we're going to tell a quick, funny gym fitness story, since Jess and I have 40 plus years combined of working in those interesting spaces. So this one is a brand new general manager, took over a gym within my first 10 days of working there, doing a walkthrough, checking the place out, and kept finding holes poked in, like from the maintenance rooms into locker rooms, one tanning room to another. So we start kind of, all right, somebody's being a creeper here.
Oh, no.
And anyways, long story short, before we went all detective on it, one morning about 9:30 in the morning, one of the janitors fell through the roof of the women's shower.
No.
3 women in there, buck naked, showering.
Oh.
Here comes a dude crashing through the roof.
Oh my gosh, I would freak.
It was bad. I was a brand new general manager of that gym, not new to dealing with nonsense, but never dealt with this level of nonsense. So anyways, it was bad. Got the guy out of there. The chain of gyms we were running, I don't know if they bribed these ladies or what, but it was quiet, never made a newspaper.
Wow. Guy
got fired. I don't even think the police were called. Yeah, so that was my start, and that was the same gym of when we met.
Oh, so, yeah. Oh, I remember him.
Yep. And the funny story is this guy was one of my brother's best friends in high school. So we won't mention his name, but
was he a creeper in high school? Was he odd?
He's still weird. He would put the fake blood in there, and
he would put
fake blood coming out of his ears and wear giant spikes on his wrists.
What do you mean fake blood coming out of it? Like, yeah. What?
I don't know. One of those weird.
Well, like fake blood dripping out of his ear?
Like running down from his ear to his neck.
Why?
It was weird. That's why it wasn't really a surprise when all this happened. So, yeah,
and
that's
spikes?
Oh, big spikes. Yeah, he was weird in the like series like death metal and goth, like that. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I guess the moral of the story is when you're in a gym and you're in the locker room, look up.
Yeah, look and see if there's a hole. Maybe you look up and you see an eye.
Cringe.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
All right.
All right.
You want to talk about this topic today?
Oh, diet culture. Oh, it really, it chaps my khakis. It's everywhere, right? I mean, even people who claim that they're helping free people from diet culture, they're also contributing to it. Okay, so example, there's this one person that I've seen in our space who, like, her whole thing is, I want to help women become free from calorie counting diet culture, blah, blah, blah. But she promotes a low calorie, low fat, caloric deficit lifestyle. Huh? Okay. I mean, that's very confusing and counterintuitive, right? And then there's, on the flip side, there's people that encourage just intuitive eating that would say that we Randy and I, in our health coaching practice, promote diet culture because we don't encourage people to eat refined sugar.
Grains, seed oils.
Yeah. But because
fake foods.
We believe in, I guess, food group elimination because gluten's not part of my food group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know gluten was a food group.
Well, it is.
Yeah. Today in our
right
modern
now.
World. Let's take it one step further. Why did we actually choose this topic? Why is this personal and near and dear to our hearts?
Well, I mean, for me, I've been, I guess, drenched in diet culture since I was a child. I mean, I grew up in the 90s. I'm an 84 baby. And I watched my mom do the low fat, low cal, high aerobic workouts. And I was put on my first diet when I was in kindergarten because I was getting chubby. Yeah. So
it's a great way to start the indoctrination when you're third grade, fourth grade, kindergarten.
Ooh. I was 5.
Good stuff.
I remember, okay, so let's just be real. My family was really dysfunctional. There was some things going on. And, I was a little baby 5-year-old and we always had a bag of candy in our pantry. And my mom, I don't know, kept it in the pantry for whatever. And okay, so my mom is actually a foreigner. She's from Portugal. So that culture was like, have a bowl of candy out on the table. So she would keep the stash in the pantry. Okay, so digressing. So I remember kindergarten grabbing the bag and going to my room, shutting the door, and eating it all. And then lying about it because the shame.
So you started wrestling with demons that young.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Diet demons.
Diet demons. And I remember the shame of like eating this candy and thinking, oh no, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to get fat. And after, however long of doing that and hiding and lying, I got pretty chubby. And I remember my mom and my aunt too, grabbing my tummy and getting a little fat there. And that it just stuck with me. So
you felt shame?
Oh, complete. Yeah. And hoarding food, that became a thing. And that led to middle school restricting calories, already learning, okay, I'm not going to eat lunch today. I'm going to bring 1 apple. And I dropped some weight and all of a sudden started getting a lot of attention from boys and I felt great. And that carried me through until I became a personal trainer. A lot of calorie restricting, over exercising, low fat, low cal, 1,200 calories a day.
100 calorie snack packs.
Woo, woo. Yeah.
So my story is different than Jess's. Mine was, I never struggled with weight until much, much later, until I became a fat gym executive.
Until you were with me.
Yeah.
My diet culture rubbed off?
It did.
No.
Mine was different. I saw all the people, not all the people, mainly the women around me struggle. So all the men around me, my dad and all his friends, tough men, cowboy, riding horses, hunting, fishing, backpacking, super duper active. And they essentially ate whatever they want. Dad's from Texas, mom's from North Carolina. So fried foods, Southern foods.
Yeah.
Those were the normal place. My mom baked. There was always baked goods. Always ice cream. It's probably where that ice cream addiction started young.
Mm-hmm.
But what I saw was my mom struggling with her weight and Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig. I think Weight Watchers.
The points.
The point system.
Yeah.
Weight Watchers.
Yeah. I went on Weight Watchers when I was a freshman in high school. Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
And it works, right? Her and her friend went on it. They'd walk a lot. She dropped 20 pounds. But the problem was the back and forth.
Yeah.
My aunt, super sweet tooth, tons of soda, tons of diet soda, and ended up on insulin. And then even my brother too, him kind of struggling with the weight thing. And then so kind of putting also, my brother was a super picky eater. Never wanted to eat meat, fruits, vegetables. All he wanted to eat was pasta, butter.
I like the butter.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, eat the stick of butter.
But yeah, there was like nothing. There was nothing there. And me, from what I hear, meat, vegetables, I just ate whatever they put in front of me. I was also exposed to a ton of wild game. I mean, I've had rattlesnake, squirrel, all the hearts, all the livers, and always just tried it.
But you've had a sweet tooth since you were a child.
Correct.
And it's not just a sweet tooth. It's like a sweet root canal.
No, it's a demon. That's not anymore. Not anymore because I broke it, but I killed that demon.
How'd you kill it?
Well,
we'll dive into that.
We'll get to that when we get to
because we wrestled that bad boy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of mine. And then, playing sports and all that stuff, just super duper active. I could eat whatever I wanted because I was so active, never sat still.
Until 30.
Yeah. So
you got some like Pillsbury dope.
Yeah, I ran gyms forever, general manager, and worked out sometimes twice a day just in that gym culture. Taking all my pre and working out fasted and
fat burners.
Taking fat burners.
I tried all that stuff. Fat burners my sophomore year in high school.
Whey protein.
Thanks, Mom.
Whey protein, which fat burners work, but it's because they suppress your appetite. Not because they technically really burn fat. Well, they do. Caffeine speeds up your system.
But isn't that hilarious? Like, you're supposed to be 18 to go and buy them, and my mom was buying them.
That's awesome.
Woo-hoo!
So, so my first struggle was I left being a general manager and ended up in an executive position where company credit card, company car, sat in an office, commuted back and forth to several gyms, high stress. All I did was deal with people and nonsense and numbers and sitting on my butt all the time.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was a combined thing. The eating didn't change a whole lot because at this point we were still doing, oatmeal for breakfast, Starbucks, right? Coffee.
Yeah.
Starbucks coffee, with a sweet and low. And because it was healthy.
And you grab an oatmeal.
And then again, oatmeal with, honey and nuts and the blueberries in there because all that stuff is super healthy, right?
Right.
Maybe sometimes a breakfast sandwich.
Ooh.
Yeah. And after that, slowly just started putting on weight and became less active. Everything, and eating out too, right?
Oh, okay.
Well, hold on, the diet part, eating out, because, company credit card, everything was an expense. Like every coffee, every meal, taking staff out to lunch. Yeah. And, hamburgers, fries. And even when I think I'm eating healthy, like some of the low fat stuff, and that coupled with not moving much, not working out as much, not a good recipe for being healthy.
Right. Well, you and I were also freshly in love.
We were.
And we would get a lot of Cold Stone on date night.
Or, we would get because we were eating healthy, so we thought we would get like a sourdough crust pizza. We would get frozen yogurt because it was fat-free.
Right.
Yeah, but definitely, like most people, when you start dating, a lot of eating out and yeah. Yeah. So that wasn't good for me. And the stress and the pressure, blood pressure went up, all these wonderful things. And basically had to get away from that environment and
oh, I know. Overall. I remember sitting you down and saying, okay, I love you. It's not your size. I love you, Puffy. I love you, Lean. But I kind of want you around for a really long time. And I don't buy into the whole, your size doesn't indicate your health. No, that's fine. But I also think that having too much body fat does lead to other health things going on.
Yeah, and to get into one of our next topics here, part of the things with me was health. And I started developing just serious aches and pains, inflammation. Go to my doctor, just like all other doctors. Oh, you did fighting stuff. You've been hard on your body. I couldn't do a pull-up. I couldn't make a fist because two of my knuckles hurt so bad. Oh, you're getting arthritis. You did that MMA. You did this. You did that.
Yeah.
Here's 12 refills of 800 ibuprofens. And it just didn't sit well with me. So doing my own research, figuring it out, I'm like, okay, there's got to be something here. And it'll kind of lead us into our next topic. We found the paleo diet, and I found Rob Wolf.
Yeah.
And found him, started reading up, started listening. We got his book. And at this point, we were still following clean eating, a little bit of bodybuilding. And by the way, too, I had gotten to such a point where I could always on a whim drop 10 pounds. None of that stuff was working anymore.
Right.
The low fat stuff, the doing a little more cardio, none of it.
The crash dieting.
Yeah. None of it. None of it
wasn't working. I remember because you tried to crash diet before our wedding.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
No.
And you were still pudgy.
One of these days we'll post a picture of me now and a picture of me when I was 30 and the difference.
Yeah.
So, found Rob Wolf, Paleo Solution, the first book. I was reading up, doing all this, and then we'll let Jess tell her story of how I told her about this paleo diet.
Yeah. Randy was so intrigued because he's so like sciencey, geeky, nerds out on things, on studies. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Tell me what to do. Yeah, I don't care. Let's just be real. No, it's not that bad. Okay, it is. No, so
You're the personality. You're Princess Poppy.
He said to me, oh my gosh, I just came across this dude who is claiming that like grains and sugar, like they're all leading to inflammation. And I'm like,
Gluten.
What? Oh yeah, because we had already been gluten-free. Or whole wheat. We were doing a lot of whole wheat pasta.
Whole wheat. Lots of whole wheat.
And a lot of oatmeal. And he's like, hey, dude, I think these egg whites and oatmeal that you're having for breakfast, I think it's actually not good for you. And I was like, don't you dare try to take that away from me. I will cut you.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to this dude, Rob Wolf, who's talking about this paleo solution. And then I'm like, ugh. Fine, let's try it. We tried it for 30 days. I dropped 7 pounds of body fat. And I had already been...
Water weight, body fat.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. I mean, I was already, 136 pounds. I worked out every day. But I felt incredible. Like, hormonally. My sleep was really great. I was getting incredibly... deep and restful sleep. My skin was glowy. I had clients coming up to me. They're like, okay, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I'm not going to tell you yet.
What's this new beauty product?
Oh gosh. They were like, you've dropped body fat. Like you look lean. What are you doing? And I was like, well, I'm not going to tell you yet. I'm doing an experiment. After I do more experimentation and research, we're going to talk about this with everyone. So, Randy, in that 30 days, I think you finally were like ache.
Well, it wasn't 30 days. So after we dove in, and we probably didn't go 100%. We probably had some slip ups, but within my first 10 days, my aches and pains would have been, plaguing me to where I couldn't even do a pull up. Pain gone. 100%. And then almost all, I've been rough. I played sports. I've had a lot of injuries. So when I have inflammation, certain things hurt on me. All of that stuff was going away. So then fast forward to 30 days, I looked different. But the thing was too, energy levels felt better. But my pain and the health stuff was what really kept me wanting to move forward on it.
Absolutely. Yeah,
What kept Jess moving forward was she had abs when we got married. So, you got to mix in. That's where we try to mix in the vanity and the health.
Vanity goals matter. Okay, I do everything that I do for longevity, vitality. I want to live a really long life. I want to be active for my girls. I want to look good. I want nice abs and a perky butt.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Do you want nice abs and a perky butt?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was born with a perky butt, and it's just stayed there. One more thing before we close for today. We also, another reason why I chose this topic is all of the misinformation, confusion from the whole fitness industry, health, fitness, nutrition, and even doctors, medical. I mean, paleo, primal, vegan, plant-based, keto, low fat, low
Weight
salt,
Watchers, calorie counting.
I mean,
macro counting.
Then there's, Weight Watchers,
Jenny Craig.
Jenny Craig,
Who knew? All the things.
Yeah, and then all these, so-called experts, most of them using really big words that people can't even understand. Right. So we're going to try not to do that. I'll probably be the one to do that, and then Jess can correct me as we go. But yeah, we'll close this one out today. Quick 20 minutes for you, and this will be a nice little series, and we're going to keep talking about this whole diet culture and why we feel it's actually one of the problems that's kind of plaguing people, and solutions. We really want to be solution based because there's just so much misinformation out there that it just. And if you were in the same boat as me, where you're a recovering calorie counter, or maybe you're still a calorie counter, we want to give simple solutions to where you can finally have freedom from food obsession. Yeah. Because it is real. I was that person who would eat her little 150 calorie snack, and all I would do was think about the next time I could eat. When can I eat? Okay, not for two more hours. Yep. Oh, geez. And it's really not that hard. No, it's actually very simple. It really is very easy, but you have to cut out all the noise. Again, the people in my family that have had struggles still struggle, and I'm always trying to say, hey, don't listen to this person, don't listen to that person. Just do this today. Go for a walk. Right. The simple stuff. So. Yeah. So we want to help cut out the noise. So we will see you guys super soon, and we're going to dive deep. Thanks for listening, folks. Thank you.